Sus one. Stop game.
What the deal?
Dice lover.
$500,000.
Yo.
Moves must be made.
New York City.
$500,000.
Yeah.
Freestyle.
Jungle love, project niggas rumble and bubble drugs. Mad blow, calico, empty the 100 slugs. Bystanders running duck, hustlers be pumping drunk. We used to go to free lunch, now we sling blow and P-funk. My man let off a punk that made a D-jump, cause he want info on how much weight we bump. Around the way, niggas hold AKs in tree trunks. Down nickels and trays, niggas get blazed later for 3 months. And I see you, cause you thought I ain't see you pushing the land. 20 of your mans in caravans linked up. I ain't about beef, I put detonators under Brinks trucks. Fuck ducking the feds, now the word said. Master Masons try to plant verbs in my earth's head. Shot up a coke house in North Carolina with dreads. Selassie I youth, guided by truth. The team fled, 1,400 miles back to New York, the cream spread. Independently, I guzzle gallons of Hennessy. Run with one of mans, smuggle grams, Dallas and Tennessee. Master energy, gunshots kid, leave your subconscious obnoxious. Snatch your ice, let my son rock this. Never had the key to success, but unlocked it. I hold a hot brick and won't drop it. Project niggas hotter than the tropics. Jake's trying to find where we hot shit. Police vans and pirate ships, but we scientists. Blow your boat out of the water, new world order. Projects is pyramids, truth is square recorded.
Ha, ha, ha. Dice lover, check me out. Yo, I don't know what to do when commas tell me crime no pay. That shit is crazy. I'm pumping dimes and started with trays. Them was the good old days. Selling off lovely. Slinging, getting paid. Never shook or afraid from the home of the brave. Where po-po moves sneaky young hoes. Dress freaky niggas robbed from the weekly hustlers. Move discreetly. Now cats try to beat me. Plotting scheme to defeat me. It's all plans that fail, so they pay me cash weekly. Custom whips with TVs. Bulletproof just in case some jealous niggas rush my ride to put slugs in my face. Bet I get away. Get my crew, come back another day. Rent some cars, parking late. When I see you, I spray. Strictly chess moves, keep the plan tight like architects. Ash from all aspects, stop my flow, get wet. Cuban connect down in Tibet, making $500,000 bets. Hitting my peeps off with coke to bring the cash back correct. Down on Prospect where niggas rock AVs with texts and get respect. And ain't scared to lay it to rest.
Life's a bitch, so I became a pimp. Bitch niggas eat catered shrimp. Rock gators with a limp. Why you can't even pay your rent? My days is spent obtaining mints by standing on pavements. Serving fiends with that gray shit. Every day hit. My son is hot. Lost a knot, knocked off a number spot. Maria had a Glock in her crotch. He slapped the bitch, took the drop. Shorty's wild, even hooked off on pops. Now he's locked. Snitches on the block. Call the cops. 2G bail. Moms can't pay it. That's all she got. Call $500,000. You be out in a minute, babe. Pop. That's the way we rock. Inside of the beast. Young blood is what Leviathans feast. Temptation, condemnation, violence increase. Project MCs with thug and college degrees. My knowledge outseas, cocaine and alkies. Niggas that surround me got bounties in other counties. 24 ounces of raw on the floor under car seats. Pieces to greeting, but our meetings involve heat. Mafiosos leak from the cheek. Scarface, looking God face. 20 brick heist led to a car chase. When you out of town, New York seems like a far pace. Walking through hell with gasoline drawers. Been in the pens and mass Supreme Courts. The price of sin had no reward.
Fuck it, I'd rather chill, but my life is a hoax. I yap a chain from my throat, I'ma get a big A for coke. Mastermind a plan, take trips to other lands. Enterprise with my man, war moves in caravans. Move cautious, cause spectacular ship you to cack sack. Mostly colored hair nappy. Oh, how Uncle Sam's happy. They try to trap me, no hard evidence. The drug tactics don't make sense. Oh, fuck the president. He lets a chick push the buttons, always talking and bluffing and ain't giving us nothing. So I proceed to strive, emotional war with my pride. All my pain I keep inside, analyzed through eyes. In the crack game, simple and plain cats get slain over cocaine. Enough thugs' blood had to drain. Over the next man's mistakes I elevate, calculate, stay away from graveyards. Fuck doing a bit of state.
Death to the hustler haters, players lick shots, sprinting in gators. Living the greatest, splitting up wages, contagious, ill life. Real trife, built right, lost a million dice and I'm still in ice. So colder than winter nights, freeze your inner sight. Like when fiends put white hype in the pipe. Me with a mic is stronger than the Christian's belief in Christ. Illegal life, my Hebrew life is killed by evil life. It's hard for me to sleep through nights. Truth, I speak through mics, rhymes I write. Shine like twilights in every zones, heavy stones. Every poem I blow 'em, toss them and turn them. Burn them in the furnace, I'ma throw 'em. For those who never learn this, I'ma show 'em how to flow like agua. I blow, Papo, you're my dado. $500,000, originado, slick movado, imperado. Wherever I go, Lablo, spots from New York to Chicago. I'm hotto, still keep my eyes open wide, yo.
I say yo in exactly 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Salute. Now I can say, what the fuck is happening, y'all? It's Sucker Free Sunday night because you can't curse for the first 5 minutes and you are now rocking with the motherfucking best. Team Guardian, I see you in the building. Trays, I see you in the building. Yak, I see you in the building. Half, New York, Nikki, FTC. Always a queen, I see you in the building. How are you good people doing today? I got bad news again, y'all. I got bad news again. The Knicks done lost the first damn game to Miami Heat. I need a moment of silence. I'm back. I'm back. The background is Harlem back in the days, if you understand. If you understand, that's Harlem. Back in the days, if you understand. Yeah, the Knicks done lost that first damn game, and I'm a little heartbroken. Baby Grizz, I see you in the building, and Nikki's a fucking hater. Nikki, you say some goofy shit like that again, I will fucking permanently block you out this chat. The fuck is she talking about? No shocker there. That's why I don't be fucking with people from New York that hate on New York. Haters. How the hell y'all gonna be from New York and hate on New York? That's some backward shit. Haters. Yo, Baby Grizz, what's up, baby? I see you in the building. Let me get back to the people that's really representing New York to the fullest, because we got some haters in here. I smell them. What's a bunch of them in here? There's only 7 people in here, boy. Woo-woo. And that hater shit level is at all-time high. That hater shit level is at all-time high. Like Baby Grizz said, that's that Harlem Renaissance era. That's when we all cared about each other, when we had a little respect for each other, man. Wore hard-bottom shoes, and they didn't have to be Louis Vuitton. We wore belts. They didn't have to be Louis Vuitton. We wore suits. They didn't have to be Ferragamo or Balenciaga. And we wore Stetson hats. We wore Stetson hats, fedoras, Kangos, Tams, knits. Yeah. That's right, Grizz. Go Knicks. Matter of fact, let me put that up on the screen. Fuck taking a sip of juice. Go New York, no. Go New York, go. But see, the Knicks, they'll play possum on you. The Knicks will lose the first game and win the next 4. Shout out to my man Walt from the Real Frontal. I ain't been putting them up lately. I got to load it and put it up, but I'm going to keep it funky with you. My man Walt told me the Knicks in 5. I was going for the sweep. Walt said, nah, don't look for no sweep, Big Dice, but the Knicks in 5. Today, Yak said, today been one of those days, Dice. I've been getting tested since early this morning, but I'm a trooper. I never fold. Let me ask you something, Yak. Who are we not to be tested by Allah? Tube Chronicles, he finally woke up out of his coma. Let me get hold on, y'all. Let's get a round of applause for Tube Chronicles. He finally woke up out of his coma. Let's get a round of applause. He finally woke up out of his coma. He's suffering from good nigga reefer. Walaikum salam, sister. How you doing today, sister? He's suffering from good brother reefer. That good brother reefer knock you down. And he's smoking on that strawberry slushy. He on that strawberry slushy, y'all. He just getting up. He just waking up. I go through it too. Sometimes he'll call me like 3-4 times. I wake up. I got about 15 phone calls missed from. I'm dead sleep, y'all. When I get in that hibernation, that bed, I get turned into my grandfather. Yo, can I answer that question for you, Baby Grizz? Her name is New York Nikki because she's a goddamn phony. Her name should be fucking Sacramento Nikki. or Oakland, California Nikki, or Nebraska Nikki. Fuck is she talking about? New York Nikki. Matter of fact, from now on, your name is Nebraska Nikki. Nebraska Nikki. Matter of fact, your name is New Orleans Nikki, because that's how off your ass is. From now on, her name is New Orleans Nikki. From now on, when y'all salute her, say, "What up, New Orleans Nikki?" That's a fact. Yak said exactly 100. I said the same thing. I'm not special or exempt from it. It's happening to me. But Yak, yo, let me tell you something, Yak. Respectfully, I want you to take that as a declaration of your. I want you to take that as a declaration of your connection to God. Hey, Meek. And everybody that don't know, Meek is a girl. Yeah, Yak, that's your declaration. That's your declaration and your validation between you and God. Because, bro, let me tell you something. I go through it too, bro. Yo, shout out to Yak, Chicago's finest, y'all. Remember, I shared that live he did with all of y'all. Everybody in here that I shared that live with, that shit ain't hit different. You see, Allah and God works in mysterious ways, y'all. I'm being real right now. Yo, Yak, your video helped me. Boy, I don't think y'all heard what I said. I had to watch that shit about 3 or 4 times, y'all. Remember half? I sent it to you 2 half. I had to watch that shit like 3 or 4 times. It was certain parts. I can't remember the certain parts, but it was times when Yak said, first of all, yeah, if somebody come up talking about your peoples, yeah, you're supposed to let them begin the conversation. But the second there's the slightest inclination of disrespect about the person that they're talking about, you're supposed to break that up. Hold, daddy. Hold up. Hold up, daddy. Hold up, daddy. Before you get to rapping a little bit too far, you know that's my man. You know that's my homegirl. So you know before you take it a little further, hold on. Let's calm down for a minute and let's think before we speak. Or if you're that adamant about it and it's bothering you, let me call my peoples and y'all can pull up and have a conversation, because I'm not going to stand here and watch you violate my peoples, right or wrong. Always a queen says she watched it too. That's a fact. You don't do. And see, boy, you know why it hit me so hard, y'all? Because how could you know somebody 100 years and they don't know you? How can you know somebody? Well, I'm not being literal. I'm just over exaggerating. It's just for example. But how could you know somebody for such a long time, but they don't know you? But they, like, you will go to bat for them. You love them and know them so much, they could have actually done something. But if somebody said in your presence and you didn't hear from the person you love, you're going to bust their ass for saying it. You're going to bust their ass for saying it, y'all. You know why you're going to bust their ass for saying it? Because even if the person that you cool with did it, in your heart, you know them and you honor them so much and you have such a, what's the word I'm looking for? You have such a respect for them. Anything other than excellence, when it's being spoken upon their name, it has to be addressed. It has to be addressed. It has to be addressed. I see the pain in his eyes when I seen it. It has to be addressed. You know, sometimes people say, yo, it's not worth it. Leave it alone. Fuck that. We on the Back Block Chronicles. Motherfuck that. Violate me, I'm violating you. Simple and plain. That's why I started the Back Block Chronicles. I already told y'all, enter at your own caution. Because if a mother, yo, you notice it's open panel over here, y'all. Ain't nobody blocked over here. Truth Lady said, for real, I just got a rude awakening from a relative. Shaking my head, I'm riding with Allah. You better. I bet not never hear you say you riding with anything else. And I'm riding with you. You ain't just riding with Allah by yourself. Shit, I'm right here with you. I don't know if I'm in the front with you. I don't even know if I'm in the back of the bus. But if you got to tie me down on top of the bus, I'm ready for the ride. If you got to tie me down on the top of the bus, face up, facing the sun, as long as I'm getting to Allah, I'm ready to take that ride. I'm ready to take that ride. I'm ready to take that ride. Because I love my God. Shit. Excuse my language. But I love my God. Shit. I don't think y'all understand. I'm going to talk about it on the Back Block Chronicle, on the Big Dice Chronicles. If I was to ever appear on any platform, shit, I love my God. He or she. He or she. I love my God. I love my God for loving me. I just had a conversation earlier. I love my God for the trials and tribulations I'm put through. Because everything and everyone is just an existence that's a consideration from the Most High to create. Did that make sense? Everything and everyone is just a mere existence. That's a choice that's left up to the Most High to physically create. Ain't that some deep shit? So every time or the next time you may go through something, you just say, oh, my world is coming to an end. Look at the good side about it. You were chosen to put in a predicament where you assumed your world was coming to an end, because my God told me your world ain't coming to an end. Your world is just beginning. Ron Boogs, I see you. Shout out to Ron Boogs, y'all. Shout out to Ron Boogs. What's said don't have to be explained. Shout out to Ron Boogs. Shout out to fucking Ron Boogs. Shout out to New York Nikki. Shout out to Half. Shout out to FTC Vice. Shout out to Ron Boogs. Shout out to New York Nick. Shout out to FTC Vice. Shout out to Half. And last but not least, shout out to my man Tube Chronicles. Last but not least, shout out to my man Tube Chronicles. I love you all. But I just got to give them people their flowers because I'm a piece of shit. And everybody I mentioned, I know in one time or another, I have disappointed. You dig? I disappointed Half so much, making a buffoonery of myself. He didn't even want to watch YouTube no more. That's when I know I fucked up. See, sometimes you got to put your personal feelings to a side. Got to put your personal feelings to a side. Even if it's not for the person you care about or you don't care about, sometimes you got to put your personal feelings to the side for the better deed, the long run. Because this world is something dangerous, man. You see, Yak, when he pulled up today and told me that he'd been getting tested today, that kind of eased some of the stress that's on my heart. Am I making sense? You know, we forget about how worse other people problems are in their life when we're going through ours. Like, for instance, remember back in the days when they used to have the commercials with the children from across seas that were so hungry that their stomachs would swell up. Remember that, y'all? Their stomachs would swell up. They had flies and all that shit around them. We used to watch them commercials. Some people would be empathetic. Some people would be sympathetic. Some people would take it as humor. Some people would laugh at the commercial while they were ingesting a good meal. You heard that? Some people were laughing at the commercial when they were ingesting a good meal. Don't you know how blessed we are? Don't y'all know how blessed we is? It's Sucker Free Sunday. Let's get to it. It's people up, waking up every day that don't know where they're going to get their next meal from. It's mothers waking up every day that don't know where they're going to feed their children or how they're going to feed their children. I got one deeper for y'all. There's people that's addicted to drugs such as heroin, crack cocaine, opioids, alcoholism, addicted to these things. When they wake up without a dime in their pocket, they know if they don't have these things, they won't be able to function. And they're wondering and worrying about how are they going to get some money for these things that they are addicted to. Not even worrying about food. Not even worrying about food. Ain't that some shit? That's why I be laughing at YouTube. Like I be saying, shout out to Yaks, Chicago finest. Like I said, if I didn't get the realest YouTuber, if Wax AP didn't get the realest YouTuber, Yak got the realest YouTuber. If I didn't get the realest YouTuber, or Wax AP didn't get the realest YouTuber, or Yak, Chicago's finest, didn't get the realest YouTuber, I don't know. Like I said, it's everyone's perception and everybody's opinion is always respected, but we have to ask ourselves, which definitions are we going to follow? Are we going to follow the rules and guidelines of the world when it comes to being real? Or are we going to follow the rules and guidelines when it comes to YouTube about being real? See, my definition of real is totally different. My definition of real, yo, Ron Boggs, yo, New York Nicky, you remember this? My definition of real was back in 1993, 1994, they launched a program throughout all the precincts of New York City because of the high murder rate. And the program was Guns for Cash. Let me tell y'all my definition of real. They got a lot of money for the Guns for Cash. You come in with a gun, no questions asked. You can't be arrested. Even if that gun is connected to an unsolved murder, you will be given $100 and you can leave. Let me tell you what's real. They did that a couple of years and they got so many guns off the street. They discontinued that program. They no longer said, we will give you $100 for your guns. This is what they did. They waited to about 3 weeks before Christmas, the first week of December, around 1995, and said, for all the guns you bring in, for each gun you bring in, we're going to give you a $75 gift certificate to go to Toys R Us. Think about this right quick. Definition of real. To the men that bought them guns into the precincts and risked their life, because now when you turn your gun in, you are unarmed. To the men that turn their guns in, that they probably paid $300-400, maybe $1,000 for because they got it illegally. To the men that turn their guns in for $75 just to see their children smile Christmas morning, that's my definition of real. That's my definition of real, because that's one of the most visible displays of unselfishness from what society deems to be the worst individual in the world, a hustler. Did I go too fast? That's one of the most magnificent displays of unselfishness for what the world has deemed us all to be as hustlers. What's the definition of real? I'm going to give you another one. Excuse my language. Remember the movie Set It Off, y'all? You see what Ron Book said? They disarm themselves for their children. That's real. See, Ron, me and Ron be hitting each other on the DM. Ron be sending me shit. Yo, see, you can't really understand something if you wasn't there. He schooled me to something today too. I ain't gonna go into it, but he was like, Dice, you crazy. You must be out your mind. And I just leave it there because he 100% right. Because it took for certain people like himself to hit me with certain, texts to really make me catch myself again, because we really from a different era. And I say we because we really was outside. Look what the truth lady said. Who do you know that had guns or firearms that just came outside one day and said, yo, check this out, son. I got a couple of guns to sell because I'm about to go get some toys for my kids. It's Chris. Nobody. Nobody. Think about it. That shit could have been a trap, y'all. You mean to tell me I could just walk in the precinct with a gun and I don't go to jail? You mean to tell me I could have had a gun that had 2 or 3 bodies on it, and y'all not going to go back there and run the ballistics on this gun? You mean to tell me y'all just going to let me walk? That shit could have been a trap. But see, some people are really unselfish. Some people are really unselfish. Seem like this world that they just want us all to be selfish, rude, disrespectful, and unattentive to each other. They're trying to eliminate God. They're trying to eliminate the structure of a home. They're trying to tell parents we can no longer discipline our children. They're telling the children now, if your parent beats you or punishes you for something that you should have got your ass beat for, call the police and we will arrest them. See, but what they're not telling these kids is, and what they're putting into play and they're manipulating and utilizing, they know sometimes people get upset, especially children. But they're utilizing that because if there's a distress call, a 911 call, that a child was so nervous or appeared to be so nervous that they dialed 911, this child is being abused in the home. So number one, the parents are going to be arrested for neglect and child abuse. But see, this is the part they're not telling the kids. The kids think, when their parents get arrested or go to jail, they just get to sit in the house. Nobody has to pay bills. They can just eat, sleep, shit, go to school, come back home. Magically, somebody going to pay the bills. Magically, somebody going to pay their clothes. No, that's not what happens. See, what the kids don't know is the minute your parent gets arrested, since you're still a child, you go into the care of the state, wherever you caught the police at. Always the Queen said, parents are scared of their kids today. How many parents in here are scared of their children? Let me see the word. Let me see the number one. For the parents that's in here, the 12 people that's in here, how many of y'all are scared of your children? Be honest, be truthful. Let me see the number one, because I got something to say. So any parents in here that have children, be truthful. Put up the number one if you're afraid of your child. Well, I guess everybody in here blessed. Because unfortunately, there are a lot of people that's afraid of their children. Afraid of their children for a bunch of reasons. Afraid of their children because they can't physically overpower them. They're afraid of their children because their children don't even know that the problems that they're headed for once they involve the system or the police department. Parents are so scared. You have cases where some parents will call the police because they are terrified of the way that their children are acting inside the home. And then the minute the police come and arrest these children, whether they're of baby age or older adults living with their parents, the first person that's in that courthouse begging the court to let them go is the same parent they called. It'd be the same mother sitting up there trying to talk to the district attorney before the courthouse and be like, excuse me, do you know such and such, such and such? That's my son. He was just upset. Please let him come home. He'll be all right. I'll take care of him. He won't be back down here again. And then a month later, you either hear something, unfortunately, about a parent getting abused, killed, or there's some type of abuse again where the police is called. Have said, I would rather read to my child than read about them. I don't play with my kids and they know I don't play with me. Boy, Half, you spoke right there. Because I'm going to use that because my definition that my son know about me is much more graphic. So you just helped me with the proper wording for that, because my son know I'm not the one to play with. That just sums it all up and wraps it up. Baby Grizz, salute. He said his oldest is a pastor. Salute. Because ain't nothing wrong about talking about God, especially if you talking about God for real. Erica Badu said there's 100% of people. 85%, like I told y'all, are dumb, deaf, and blind. Then it's 10% of the people that are chose to lead that will manipulate the dumb, deaf, and blind. And then there's 5% that will be talked about, shunned upon, and their name will be slandered because they know that the 10% is talking pure foolishness. And the 5% is so upset they're going to be trying to change and correct the mindset of the 85%. So the 85%ers, they so programmed and set into their ways of existence, the 5%er is just going to be looked upon like a fool. We got parents. We got mothers competing with their daughters now. If the mother is 45 and the daughter is 20, they might be interested in the same age group of man. The mother's 45 and the daughter is 20. A 20-year-old, some of them a little more mature, and a date an older man. And a 45-year-old woman, not trying to be funny, tell the truth, lady. That's why they have this terminology called cougars. That's why there's a terminology called cougars, because there are some older women that love dating younger men. There's an old myth that when a woman turns 50 years old, that's when she reaches the sexual peak of her life. They say with men, when they reach 21 to 25, that's when a man reaches the sexual peak of his life. But they say when a woman turns 50, she will fuck the shit out you, boy. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Pardon me for the women that's in here. I didn't mean to say it like that. They say when a woman turns 50, she can be very passionate. And I just thought about that shit. We on the Back Block Chronicles. When a woman is 50 years old, my nigga, she will fuck the shit out you. This don't have nothing to do with no religion, no way of life. This has something to do with a woman being 50 years old, reaching her sexual peak as a woman, and her aggression and her body is tuned up and ready to rock and roll. Hazel Wise, I see you in the building. Are there any 50-year-old women in the building that want to say if I'm lying or telling the truth? You don't even have to be 50. You could be close to 50. You could be over 50. You could be under 50. But I'm talking about in that ratio of 50, like 45 to 50, 50 to 55. Am I lying? When you get to that peak, or now that you're 45 or 46, don't that thing start to just jump a little more for no reason? Don't that thing jump a little more for... Yo, check this out. I'm going to give y'all a perfect terminology. Do y'all remember the TV show, the hit TV show, Married with Children? Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriages. I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Remember that show? Y'all remember that show? Peggy Bundy. Thank you, Half, for saying that word. Half know where I'm going with this. Why you said Peggy Bundy, Half? I'm going to let you take the show over, Half. You know I dropped the link, Half. You could pull up. Why did you say Peggy Bundy? This, I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Try and separate, and it's a confusion. Try. Remember the song? Remember the song? What the fuck was Al Bundy doing all the years on the show? What was Al Bundy doing throughout all the years on the show? No, Nikki. Respectfully, doo-doo head. in a respectable way, doo-doo head. It wasn't that Al was being stingy with the D, doo-doo head. Number one, if he was stingy with the D, they wouldn't have had 2 children. If he was stingy with the D, they wouldn't have had 2 children. The reason why he was running from Peggy, because as she was getting older, she was fucking the shit out of him. The nigga was a shoe salesman sitting up on his knee all day, probably got back problems. His hair was starting to thin in the front. All he wanted to do was sit on the motherfucking couch and watch television, and she running around in nightgowns talking about, Al, you coming to bed? Al, you coming to bed? It wasn't that he wanted younger women. He fascinated for younger women. Let me tell y'all something, women. All y'all that got them older niggas that think they out fucking them young girls, they ain't fucking them young girls. Them niggas is praying and thinking about fucking them young girls. Them niggas is coming home fucking y'all, giving y'all the best 5-7 minutes to their life, thinking about them young girls, but they ain't fucking them young girls. See, them young girls fucking the shit out of them. Them young girls fucking shit out you. Nigga 50 years old trying to fuck one of them young girls gonna be fucked up. He gonna be in the hospital. He gonna be fucked up. He gonna have problems. This shit gonna start fucking with his eyes, his back, diabetes, his sugar. Everything gonna be fucked up about him. The nigga's gonna be confused. The nigga gonna be confused, y'all. A 50-year-old man don't got no business sleeping with no young girl because that young girl gonna have him fucked up. He gonna be smoking Black and Miles. He gonna be wearing velour suits. This nigga gonna be trying to smoke backwoods. He gonna be trying to come to cookouts and shit with eighths of weed and all that. Nah, that nigga don't need. See that young girl gonna fuck his life up. That young girl gonna fuck his life up. That's why them older niggas ain't supposed to be fucking with them young girls. And that's why them young girls don't stay around them old niggas, because them old niggas will fuck their life up. Y'all don't get it. Them old niggas be like, bitch, you need to sit down and go to church. See, when them old niggas meet them young girls in the club, see, let me tell y'all something. This is Big Dice 101 on the Back Block Chronicles. Let me tell you something. I've been through some things. Can I talk to y'all? Can I tell you about them young girls? See, them young girls, they got different habits. Them young girls, they want E-pills. They want a pack of Newport 100s. They want $40 for their homegirl to babysit. They gonna argue for their baby father for about 2 or 3 days, talking about, yo, this nigga, you know how he be acting. Nah, them young girls, they got different plans and different agendas. I'm an old nigga. I ain't got no time for that shit because I've been shot me one. See, people don't want to deal. See, me, I deal with my reality. Just like y'all heard me say last night when it was like, oh, Dice, you insecure. No. I'm not insecure. I'm in touch with my feelings. I'm not insecure. I'm in touch with my feelings. I don't know about y'all feelings. But Big Dice in touch with his feelings, and Big Dice will kill something. In a joking form, but I'm dead goddamn serious. You play with my feelings? Oh, don't do that. Don't play with my feelings. Not my feelings. Out of all the people in the world, why are you going to choose me and my feelings to play with? That ain't right. I wouldn't play with nobody's feelings. Don't play with mine. That's a hurting feeling to know someone is playing with your feelings. That's why them old niggas shouldn't be fucking with them young girls, because if a young girl fucking with you, she playing with your feelings. That young girl is not trying to spend the rest of her life with you. She's hoping you die in like the first 48. And to the old niggas that want to be chasing them young girls, let me give y'all some game. You know what them young bitches be asking questions like? See, I don't like nobody questioning me, but them young girls, they got some real stupid questions like, yo, what kind of life insurance you got? What's your life insurance policy number? You got any beneficiaries? Well, you said you ain't seen your kids in like 10 years, so if something was to happen to you, who you leaving that money to? Them young girls, they got different agendas in their head. They got different agendas in their motherfucking head. See, them older women, all they want you to do is make sure you're in the house Sunday. Them older women, they said, motherfucker, you know I'm cooking, right? You better be in the house by 5:30, 6 o'clock the latest Sunday. See, them older women, they so into themselves and they got their pussy and everything in control. They're telling nigga, go ahead and get outside. I don't even want you around me. I'm lying, women. Go ahead and get out. Go ahead outside. Nigga, goddamn, why you up under me all the time? Why you up under me? Goddamn, you ain't got no friends to go talk to? Nigga, go play some cards. You need some money? You want to go gamble? Why is you always up under me? I'm lying? I'm lying? But see, you play with them older women. If they tell you to be in the house by 6 o'clock, if you at the motherfucking house by 6:07, there's a chain lock on the motherfucking door. There's goddamn chain lock on the door, and you're going to have a conversation. You're going to have to convince this woman. See, because this woman knows she got some good pussy behind that door. And the only thing she said to you is, please be in the house by Sunday, by like 5, 6 o'clock the latest, but you cocky because you think you got that super dick game. So you come up in that motherfucker at 6:07 and you hit the key and press the door and be, yo. She way in the back and shit. She got the door closed. She know, see, because she was at the door at 5:59. See, this is what older grown women do. See, them young girls, they don't think like that. They stupid. All they do is want sneakers and shit like that. Sneakers and bags of weed and all that bullshit. See, them old women, they got their own money. All they want is some good dick, some good, great companionship when it's time for them to go out to certain events. You know, a nigga that they can put a nice outfit on if he don't know how to dress, but you got to respect them. You got to respect them. See, the older women, they be at the door 5:59 like this. This nigga ain't coming down the hallway. I don't hear no car door. They start looking at their pussy like, bitch, what's going on? Oh, this nigga don't respect you? See, them women, them older women, they know they got some good pussy on it. They start talking to their pussy like, this nigga, he think he ain't gonna miss you, bitch? It's 5:59 and it's 27 seconds past 5:59 and this nigga ain't coming in. Oh, I got a trick for this motherfucker. And at 6 o'clock, she'll be holding that motherfucking chain lock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then that motherfucker's walking to the back room and closing the door and gonna watch some shit like Waiting to Exhale. Because, boy, you about to go through some shit. So then when you come and you got the key, see, that's where niggas fuck up. The old cougar ain't got to give you no motherfucking keys to the house because it's a bunch of niggas that want some cougar pussy, y'all. I'm going to tell you, that cougar pussy is something special. It's something special. It's very, very special. It's something special. It's like getting a peach cobbler from an older woman. You know when you get that old peach cobbler, you know, they homemade crust, that older pussy is something special. It's very special. It's something special. It's a scent to it that's it's undescribable. It's something special. I don't know about the niggas that ain't grew up around no good pussy, excuse my language, but there's some pussy out there that'll make you go, oh shit. There's some pussy out there, respectfully to the women in the chat, that'll make a nigga go. Like you seen that shit on Thin Line Between Love and Hate. You remember Martin Lawrence? He was a young boy. He thought he was flying shit. Had a little Pathfinder. Had a little club. Had access to a little VIP. This nigga thought he was super fly. Then that bitch Lynn Winfield walked up in there one night. This motherfucker walk up in there looking like a motherfucking boneless chicken dinner with beef fried rice from Cum Quao in Brooklyn. But check what Lynn said to him, because he kept going at it. He kept shooting his best shot. Yo, I'm digging you. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. She kept telling the nigga, please, man, don't play with my fucking feelings. After a while, she was like, yeah, you kind of cute, nigga. I got you by a couple of years, but I'm gonna put this thing on you, nigga. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you. If you just keep moving right, I'm gonna put this power pussy on you and change your life. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? So then she finally decides to give the nigga some sex. That motherfucker came and got him the next day with the limousine. He was like, yo, I gotta work. She said, nigga, you ain't gotta go to work. I'll buy you a club. I'll buy you a club wherever you want to go. See? You done got a hold of some good pussy that felt as though that was some good dick, and you playing games. That motherfucker said, take the limousine. Go run all the errands you want. Remember what I said, y'all? Just be back by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, because it's my birthday. That nigga running around with brandy and shit. That bitch sitting up in the house in some fly shit. See, that's something different about the older women and the younger women. Them younger women, they gonna put that bullshit on that dumbass Victoria's Secret shit. Or that bullshit on. Yeah, your ass is hanging out. Yeah, I can see through and see. Fuck you. Shut up. Them older women, they gonna put on the whole ambiance. They gonna have on the lingerie set, the motherfucking gown, some slippers, and some good ass perfume, because they gonna put that thing on you. They gonna put that thing on. That's why older niggas shouldn't be fucking with no young girl. You see what Ron Book said? He said, yeah, it sure is, but man, I can't lie. I got one now, bro. I gotta stay from her. She trying to get me whooped. That cougar. I'm talking about, you said the snappy, Ron? The snappy nappy. See, all you bitches that's running around with the ball pussies and all that, respectfully, that shit is cool. But ain't nothing like some snappy nappy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That snap, crackle, and pop, that's something real special to me. I don't know about you guys, but that's something real special to me. Make you just grab that thing and damn, thank you for being like this. I love you. Y'all ever met a woman that the sex was so good, you just bought stuff for her mother for no reason? Am I the only one that did that shit? Am I the only one that did that shit? You ever met a woman that thing was so right, you could be sitting there chilling and she talking on the phone with her moms, and her mom's like, yo, I seen this nice coat when I was at Macy's. I didn't have the money for it. And your ass done left and got in the car and went to Macy's, and you done called the bitch talking about, yo, what size your mom's wearing coats again? I'm the only one that did that? You see what Always a Queen said? She said, see them old chicks, see, she one of them cougars. That's one of them snappies. Respectfully, she said, I'm coming out in them goddamn heels, nigga. I'm coming out in them goddamn heels. See, that'll fuck a nigga up. See, them young girls, them dumb bitches come out with them stupid ass flip-flops on, dirty ass toes. They don't even get the toes done or nothing like that. They just think they the one. Like, what's wrong with your feet? Why your feet look like that? Why your feet look like that? Why you ain't got no shoes on? A nice little sandal or something like that. A nice little slip on with some like fur or fluff on that shit. Your feet can look fucked up and all that, but if you got a good foot, you got a good footwear on that's matching your ambiance and your ensemble, that's a real combination right there to a gangster. That's a fact. Half started laughing. Yeah, Half. See, Half, that snappy nappy is a real rare breed of snap. That snappy nappy will wake you up 2 o'clock in the morning looking around for that motherfucker, and she right there in the bed with you sleep. See, that snappy will do you wrong, man. That snappy nappy will have you up in the middle of the night looking for your woman, and she right there in the bed sleep. Your body done told you she outside. That motherfucker right next to you snoring. You so fucked up, you don't even hear her snoring. Mm-hmm. And that's a fact. But lady, y'all try to act like y'all on. Hold up now, ladies. Don't make it just seem like y'all on ones with that snappy, because there's some plumbers out here too. There's some niggas out here that really, really know how to work, that know how to work that electrical system, if you understand what I'm saying to you. There's some niggas out here that know how to really check that diagnostic system, if you understand what I'm saying to you. You know how when your car been running or overheating or got that check engine, what you do? You take it and put that car on that diagnostics machine. Boy, it's a lot of niggas out here, women, that know how to rock that diagnostics machine. They know how to rock that diagnostics machine. And that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a cold-blooded fact, y'all. I'm dropping a link if anybody want to pull up right quick. We here. That's a fact. That's a cold-blooded Brooklyn fact. Women be acting like that shit don't happen. I'm going to tell y'all a story my mother told me a long time ago, women. You know I'm about to expose something about you sneaky bitches. In a respectful way, though. I'm about to expose something my mother told me about you sneaky bitches. See, let me tell you something about you women. You some sneaky motherfuckers. Y'all some sneaky motherfuckers, man. Big Dice is here to talk to you. Always a queen, New York Nikki. The truth, lady, it's a question I want to ask you beautiful sisters in here today. It's a question I want to ask you beautiful sisters in here today, and I don't want you sneaky motherfuckers to laugh because my mother schooled me about you motherfuckers. She schooled me about you motherfuckers. Got my man Trace up in the building. Yo, what up, Trace?
Hey, what up, Dice?
I'm about to get these women because they was laughing it up. Got something for him, Trey.
Hey, boy, you had me down there cracking the real, boy.
Got to. That's all I know how to do, like my man Yak said, Trey. I guess that's just my curse,
hey, look. Boy, you had me down there cracking the real, boy. I had to light me another blunt, boy. You had me down there cracking the real.
I got to tell the truth, man. Somebody got to tell the truth, man.
100. Hey, that's 100. That's 100. Hey, I'm young. I like my older women. I love my older women. Like, I got to say it. You hit nails and head on with the hammer.
Talk to me. We on the Back Block Chronicles, Dre's. Talk to me and tell me what it is about that.
I love my old women. I like, ever since I was younger, I loved the older women. Like, for real, for real. Matter of fact, I got 2 on my page that had me fucked up in life, that actually had me fucked up in my lifetime. I still got them on my page.
So let me ask you something. Truth be told, what makes a younger man that's around and easy access to all types of women? You know how we know in our life. We ain't even got to get into that. What makes a man that would overlook women your age or maybe close to your age relatively on the younger aspect to pursue something older? What made you gravitate to that? And why is that what you chose? How did that make you feel more complete than dating someone close in your age in your room?
It didn't take much to please them. Like, they just wanted me home. They didn't want me in the streets. You know what I'm saying? In some type of ways, they felt like if I was myself, they did other things to keep me doing other things so I didn't have to do the things that was going to get me fucked up. Only thing they really wanted was me to be home at night. You know what I'm saying? It didn't even matter what my situation was. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really matter if I had $1 million or no dollars. Like she had her own money. Like she didn't need me. She just needed someone who had a good heart and loved her from unconditional terms. Like that's it. That's all she wanted.
That's
The
it.
bitch didn't even like I couldn't even if I tried to surprise the bitch birthday, that didn't even work.
Yak, what up, baby? Talk to me. I know you got a story to tell about this. Yak, talk to me.
Man, what's up with you? What's up with you, man? In my younger days,
going on,
I did a few things, man, and you know, we always like when we younger brothers, we always like an older lady, man, and I wound up getting turned out. I was in 8th grade, matter of fact, and this is terrible because I didn't even realize that I was actually being used and taken advantage of. But I was in 8th grade, and my social study teacher invited me over to cut the grass, and I actually really cut the grass.
Yo, we got my man Legal Guap in the building. Yo, Dab, we got Dab up in the building, baby. We got Legal Guap in the building. That's my brother from another mother, man, from Brooklyn and Cali. Let me tell y'all a story. Can I tell y'all a story?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all why it for me to date an older woman turned me off. What I mean by older was like, say I'm 50 years old. If a woman was 60, that's not what I'm talking about. What I mean, like back in the days, because I'm gonna tell you the experience I had. If y'all didn't listen and go watch my story I did on St. Laz, when I said Rumble gave me my own set, meaning my home Decepticon Legion, we went to school together. That's when we went to school with Biggie Smalls. Make a long story short, y'all, I was 17 years old, right? And I was dating my typing teacher. Listen to this shit, yeah.
Exactly.
If you go watch the story, this is all yo. You go, Doug. I said, go rewind and just check the story out. Make a long story short, me and her was dating. This is how me and her started dating. This is why I say to women, sometimes your attire can throw off the wrong energy. This was a GED vocational school. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm going to this school. I'd have been 18 in September. This was around May. So she coming to school with the glasses on, the two-piece dresses on, Yak. She got the stockings on. I'm like, ah. So she was the typing teacher. So this is how come to this day I could type. When we started the typing class, because it was a vocational school, she asked me one day, she was like, how many words you type a minute? I said, why don't you time me? She said, the only way I can time you is if we get some free time. So she wound up timing me. I wound up typing 33 words a minute with 7 mistakes. So that started the conversation because they knew from my background and my transcript from school why I was transferred to this school. So make a long story short, I'm on her back like a mink coat, Yak. I'm just on her. Ying, 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 ying. She like, little boy, if you don't stop playing with me, little boy, if you don't stop playing with me. She said that for about 2 weeks, y'all. So now as I'm going to school, she finds out I'm intelligent also. I'm not one of them dudes from the street. Like I've always been a thinker, y'all. I'm a Virgo.
Yep.
Yo, Yak, one day before school, it's time for us to get out of school because they used to pay us every other Friday. She said, Joe, I got your check, Mr. McLeod. I personally have your check. I'm going to give it to you after school. I'm like, why you got my, I'm saying to myself, like, why she got my check? And the director, Miss McVeigh, is the one that always passes out the checks. So I'm so naive, I don't understand what's going on. So when it's time to leave, she was like, yo, come in my office for a minute. I come in the office, she gives me my check, yeah. And then remember back in the days, they used to take the Polaroid pictures that would come in the case. When she said, yo, I just wanted you to take this picture home with you this weekend. So on the picture, when you open the picture up, it was her. And she was holding her hand with her stockings with the garter belt connected that held the stockings up, right? But in the bottom of the picture, it said, just a little bit of what could be yours, and gave me her phone number. So I winds up calling her. Yeah. So you know what happened? Yeah. We talked the whole weekend. I wound up cutting school Monday. She wound up taking off school Monday. I wound up cutting school Tuesday. She wound up taking off Tuesday. Wednesday, we both come back to school. So now after school Wednesday, she drops me off home. Now my mother happened to be off this week. She said, yo, who that? I said, yo, that's She was like, who the fuck is I said, yo, that's my teacher. My word, my right hand to God. My mother folded up her beach chair, Yak. and just walked in the crib like she just had this bugged ass look on her face. So I'm standing downstairs talking to her or whatever. So she leave, I kiss her or whatever. We go upstairs. I'm like, yo, Ma, what's wrong with you? I wanted to introduce you to She was like, let me tell you something. That bitch is the devil. She's wicked and she's evil. She said, that bitch is my age and she chose you to fuck. Don't never bring her to my house again. And I cut her off. The disgust that was in my mother's face, I cut her off. My mother said she was a witch, she was a devil, and all type of stuff. I'm like, oh shit.
Yo, that happened. Hey, yo, believe it or not. Hey, believe it or not, that happened with one of my mom's friends, yo. I swear to God. I fell in love with the woman. That happened with one of my mom's friends, dog. Real talk. My mom can tell you the same shit. That shit happened with one of my mom's friends, dog.
That's crazy. And my mother didn't know this lady from nowhere, y'all. She just knew she was my typing teacher from the school Vanguard I was going to. My mother, like, she got so enraged it looked like she was about to cry.
I had bad eyes in school, Dice, right? So I used to ball up some paper and walk it up to the trash can at the desk. And she would always call me over to the desk. And she would be sitting there she would wear like these silk blouses with an extra button down that shouldn't probably be down at school, right?
Just like the lady, just like the woman from
weird young man. And she would just be sitting there like rubbing at the top of her chest around her collarbone, but I ain't looking at no collarbone. You know what I'm saying? She would have a pen, just like at her mouth and shit. And I'm in 8th grade, bro. And she needed her grass cut.
I asked my mother though, Yak, tell you the truth. You know what my mother told me? Because I looked at what Ron Boog said, excuse me. He said because she was older. New York Dickie said because she knew. Always a queen said mothers know. What it was is when I asked my mother what was wrong with her, this is the purest answer my mother gave me. I remember it like it was this morning. My mother said, what I need you to experience in life, she's going to stop.
Facts. And what we don't look at,
that's
we look
a
at
fact.
we
That's
look
a
at
fact.
old man, that's a younger girl, that's abuse. I get abused like a motherfucker, but we as young men, we enjoying the abuse. You know what I'm saying?
It was just like the episode, if y'all remember on Good Times, when JJ fell in love with Thelma Teacher.
Yeah. That shit wasn't supposed to happen to me.
That woman was talking about wine. JJ said, yo, you know how to make Kool-Aid? I never forget that episode, man. That woman cracking the bottle. He was like, yo, you made Kool-Aid? Where the Kool-Aid at? And then his mother said to him, I understand that you're interested in my son now, but what's gonna happen when you lose interest in him?
Mm-hmm.
And that woman looked at that woman and said, how you know I'm not? How you know I am?
Yeah. I think I remember that.
And walked right out the door. But you can tell you something about them women because they think they slick. They think I forgot about that. Let me tell you what my mother told me about you sneaky women. You know, let me ask you something, fellas. Do y'all notice when a woman cut a man off, they tell everybody?
Everybody.
Y'all notice that?
Everybody knows.
But you know what my mother told me? Women don't talk about when men cut them off.
Mm-hmm.
She said, let me tell you something. She said, pay attention to what women do. She said, if a woman cuts a man off, she'd be like, you're here talking, bitch, I done cut that nigga off. That nigga wasn't shit, XYZ, fucked him. I ain't fucking with that nigga, word the motherfucker, that nigga, all that shit. She said, but when a woman get cut off, a woman, like you'll hear her friend say, yo, what's up with Mark? And she said, the woman will be like, yeah, me and Mark, I'm thinking about getting rid of him. We going through our problems. Girl, that nigga getting on my motherfucking nerves.
Yeah.
And then the woman asked the following week, yo, what up with Mark? He getting any better, bitch? I'm thinking about putting him out right now. He don't even know his clothes is already packed. They at the goddamn door. He got one more shot. Then they'll wait like 2 more months, so now it's a month. And then they'll be like, oh, I ain't tell you I put that nigga out. But the nigga was gone a month ago.
Oh, yeah. My mom did that once or twice. Yeah, my mom did some shit like
was gone a month ago. But to protect their reputation,
yo,
they strung it along
Yeah.
like they was the one that was weaning their self away from him.
Yeah.
Right.
My mother said, hold up. The nigga been gone, bitch. Fuck you mean you thinking about putting him out? See, one thing a woman ain't gonna do is talk about what she thinking about doing. If a woman think about doing it, it's gonna get done.
It's already
Did it.
done.
She already did it.
I was raised by one of the
I be
best.
telling dudes, man, a lot of dudes think you run a game. You run a game on a woman. You already, man. I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna snatch her up, man. A woman know within the first minute if you have a chance, if you have any possibility, or if your ass is at the end of the cheese line. They already know it ain't got nothing to do with us, bro.
My
mother told me. This
Hey,
is the
OG,
terminology
my dad always used to tell me a woman know when she gonna sleep with you through 2 words. By you speak to her,
right.
like just how you come off on her, and how you would just speak to her, she would know if she will ever be with you or not.
And young boys always try to go running up to mouth. I beat it up, man. Women have babies, man. Ain't nothing you ain't beating nothing up, man. You better try and marinate that boy.
When my son came out of his mother, my son looked like the big ass screen on his computer. Her vagina turned into the screen on his computer when my son came out. I said, what the fuck was that? It was really, all jokes aside, not trying to be funny, y'all. Like, I'm dead serious right now. I know I be joking, shit be sounding like a joke. It seemed like some alien shit.
I done it fell out.
No, it really seemed like some alien shit. How quick the transformation and the expansion was. Like, you notice, like when you see a anaconda eating a person and how the body is being pulled in, but just rewind that on the extraction. The shit is mind blown. The shit is mind blown. It's like the baby is coming. I don't know if I'm making sense. It's like the baby is coming through some portal life warp. You dig what I'm saying?
I understand.
Word up.
Cause I was a shorty when I first seen it, man. I done it fell out, man.
Oh, I ain't fall out, tell you the truth. I started laughing. The doctor looked at me and said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Yo, I never seen nothing like that before in my life." Like, all jokes aside, I was in shock. I started laughing because my son was blue. He looked like a Smurf. My son looked like a Smurf when he was born. And about maybe 3-4 minutes later, he just turned, like my son looked like a Smurf. That's the only way I can describe it. You know what I'm saying?
And then,
that's when the veins is closer to the skin.
Word up.
The veins were more closer to the skin.
And I asked, they were saying because when the baby is inside the placenta for so long, the lack of oxygen, it's a different oxygen inside the placenta than it is to our actual exact oxygen. And then they adapt to the oxygen. And like that shit to me is some cosmic shit, y'all. That's some real, all jokes aside, that's some real cosmic shit. Like to be there, that's one thing I thank God I was there for. I have one child. That's one thing I was glad I was actually there for, to cut my son's umbilical cord and all that. That was just, to me, that shit was crazy. That shit was amazing to me, all jokes aside. I heard some people say they passed out. I heard some people said they cried. I started laughing.
I almost fell out.
I said, yo, this shit is crazy right here. The doctor said, what's wrong? You all right?
Drunk.
Yeah.
I was drunk. Man, I don't remember shit.
Man, we have to respect and put women on a different level. Women is there's no way we could carry it that long. There's no way we could, man. The first sign of pain, we dead, man. We can't take that shit.
FTC said he passed out.
Man, bro, I went down to one leg.
I was drunk as hell.
Yo, all jokes aside, hold up. Give me a second, y'all. I got to check somebody right quick. She always trying to correct somebody in here with this bullshit. Babies aren't in the placentas. I ain't no woman, so help us then. Always saying some fly shit. I don't know. I can't help. I don't know. I ain't got nothing. I know. I thought that was right. Help me. You know what I'm saying?
It's in the area.
He said he passed out. Well, hold on. So isn't the baby inside of the womb?
All I know is they sit inside this bag,
And I was told, I thought that the bag was called the placenta because I watched a show on television where it was a group of women in Europe, true story, that fried and ate the placenta after they had birth.
What? I actually
swear
don't.
To God, yeah.
You got me there, man.
Taking the placenta after birth, they were storing it in a freezer, and they was frying it. That's some type of ritual in Europe.
See, that's why I don't eat everybody's food.
Nikki said
That's exactly why I don't eat
I know in some countries they. I know in some countries they cut.
Go ahead, Trace. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trace.
They eat what? What? Hold on. No. You said something about.
Oh yeah, you know down here in North Carolina they eat horse meat, right? I'm about to put you onto some shit, Trace.
Yeah.
The next time you go to a hamburger, next time you go to a mom and pop restaurant, ask them, say respectfully, is this 100% beef or mixed beef? They know what that means. Mixed beef means they take the fatty meat from the horse and grind it in with raw beef to stretch the meat.
Oh, I already know. I already know that. Yeah, I already know that. Yeah, that's a fact.
Horse burgers, Jack.
Yeah, see that's terrible.
And see, the
they've
bug
been
part
doing
about
that shit
North
for
Carolina,
years, though.
They don't have to tell you that. See, the bug part is they done passed it where they don't have to put up in the sign. See, when you go to places like Germany, you can look this up. Mm-hmm. That's what my uncle, that's what my cousin met his baby mother, whatever, when he was in the army. You know, if you go to places like Germany, the first thing they see when you walk in is statues of head of horse telling you horse meat served here. Anybody that's in the services can tell you this. There are people out of there that want horse hamburgers. They don't want no beef. They want horse. They want the beef from a horse.
Wow.
But think about it. What's so different if we eating the beef from a cow?
Yeah, that's actually true because it's actually what you experience coming up on eating. Which one going to touch your palate better?
Word up. Down here in the South, they eat squirrel, snake.
Yeah, but I think when it comes down to shit like this, now just hear me out when I say this. I think when it comes to shit like this, they've been mixing the meats of the animals. Everybody be running around like what they be talking about with this Chinese shit, with the Chinese folks doing the rats and all that shit, right? That they catch the dogs and all that bullshit. Okay, if they's doing that, and then we got people like the USDA Health Services and shit, don't that mean that they know about that shit too? Because they eat that shit too. Besides doing a job inspecting that shit, they eat that shit.
You see what the truth lady said? Down here they eat bear, squirrel, deer, possum, raccoon, turtles.
Man,
they got a delicacy down here.
My grandmother used to have a freezer full of
all that.
Freezer full of that shit. My grandmother come down here from North Carolina, get a cooler, fill it up with ice, take 3 big rats, bring them shits to New York. Them shits look like rats.
Oh, possums and all that shit, bro. Possums and all that shit.
My grandfather used to love them because she used to put barbecue sauce on them shits with potatoes and carrots and onions. Them shits look like rats.
I went to sleep dice. And
Gators too. That's right, truth lady. Alligators too.
My brother Anthony cut a piece and put it in my mouth. I wake up chewing. It actually tasted like pot roast.
Yeah, my grandfather said it actually tastes like stew beef if you know how to cook it.
It tastes like pot roast to me.
I don't want none of it.
Yeah, I didn't willingly eat it. Shit, I was
sleeping. I ate rabbit before. Rabbit pretty good.
Yeah,
the rabbit's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. I couldn't even flex. I ate that rabbit before.
And I ate deer before too. Deer meat is very good.
I don't like deer meat.
Yeah, I ate that rabbit before.
I've had my one buddy Danny, his mother's the only. I've eaten deer meat one time where I enjoyed it. I don't know what she did to it, where it didn't have a game taste to it. But
yeah, see, that's what it is. A lot of people don't know how to clean their game. Like my cousin Brucey. Yo, let me tell you something. This nigga kill animals for no reason. Like he ride with his Pinelli. He jump out and clap something. That nigga don't care about none of that. That nigga make He said there's certain parts of the deer that you're supposed to cook a certain way. He said like the butt and all that, you're supposed to cut that down and stew it in a crock pot.
Mm-hmm.
He said when it comes to the loins, you're supposed to cut them real thin and put them on the fire when the charcoal is coming up, flip them 2 times and they're ready, because if you overcook them, it'll turn rubbery. That nigga done gave me some deer loins and some sausage that'll make you cry, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, my old buddy, man, he had a deer burgers, man. He had freezers full of everything. And he was trying to give it to me. I done took some and gave it to my buddies and shit, because it ain't for my palate, you know what I mean?
That's just like curry goat.
But I think the shit, like, I can't eat no possum because for being from the South, and I seen what they do, like out there in the back ways, like in the outback. If you go to the outback, like in Asheboro, places like that, where you get out there in the wilderness and the woods and shit, you'll see them possums be fucking a lot of shit up out there. I can't really fuck with the possum, but however, I don't fuck with
steak.
No,
man, I can't do
it. That deer is better than steak, man.
Man, is y'all crazy?
Yo, Yak, if you get the right, yo, Yak, when you come down to North Carolina, Yak, it's summertime, I'm going to have my cousin Boosie
when I come see you, Dad, you got to make me some, man.
Boy, I'm going to have my cousin put some shit, you're going to be like, yo, chill that and let me take this with me.
You got to make, I'm willing to try, man. I had it one time where, man, it was flavored and seasoned perfectly. I didn't even know that's what I was eating.
And then he did it one time. This is how he cook it one way. He'll take some strips, right? He'll take 2 strips, wrap them in aluminum foil. He'll take some green peppers, some onions, and some sweet peppers. Take some sticks of butter, season them, and throw them shits up. Yo, let me tell you something, man. You pick that shit up, that shit fall apart, man.
Mm.
That's a fact.
Okay, that.
That way, man. Man, it's weather breaking. Man, I'm willing, man. Cause down here, man, we got a spot right on Quad Avenue, man. Theirs is prevalent, man, and they go. I'm like, man, I can't sit out there in no damn tree for something I'm not about to eat. I'll be down there too damn long.
But the rabbit, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, listen, when my people prepared that little rabbit, they put the little carrots. They put the peas in that shit. They put the little, they made like a little gravy sauce with that shit. And stewed that shit down, my nigga. Oh my God. I can't even lie. Oh my God. I couldn't even lie. I was like, what in the world? That was rabbit. A fucking rabbit. Bunny rabbit.
Better than steak, man. I had some steak, man, that made me do some cartwheels, man. I ain't met no deer yet that made me do no damn cartwheels.
I ain't gonna front. My cousin made some deer for us one night. He pulled some fillets off the truck and just started to chalk. Wherever he go, he got like a portable grill in the back of his truck. He just loved to cook. And them shit was so good. We was hurting our fingers hot, pulling that shit right out the mother. That shit was fire, man. I'm talking about new bread, no hot sauce, nothing.
Smoker for outside, a new grill with the charcoal side and the smoker side. I'm ready to bring him out too.
Word up. I got a big grill down here, bro. I'm talking about a big grill my cousin made for me, man. Word up. Wheels on it and everything. Matter of fact, I could put 50 pieces of chicken on my grill.
Oh yeah, you got a nice one.
Easy.
Yeah.
I love cooking out in the summer, man. Summertime, I don't even fire my stove up. I throw down everything on the grill in the summer. The corn, man, everything.
The steak.
Yep.
I make a pepper steak that changes life on that grill. Word up. A pepper steak.
It depends on who cooked the steak. Because everybody can't cook steak. I done had some people to cook it. Listen,
I cook, bro. I enjoy cooking. I actually do more cooking than my wife.
Me too. Listen, I can too, but I can't cook on the grill. On the stove, man, I can cook anything. Listen.
You give me some aluminum foil and a Bic lighter, nigga, I'll make some motherfucking hamburgers. Give me aluminum foil and a Bic lighter, I'll make some hamburgers.
Listen, on the stove, listen to me, Dice. On the stove, I am the man. I can cook anything you want on the stove. That means from the oven all the way to the top cap. One thing I can't do is cook on a fucking grill.
Yeah, it took me a while. It took me about 2 years to master that grill.
burgers, like cut them green peppers and onions up, man. Put it in, and man, I can't eat them patty burgers, man. I'm one of them project babies, man. Give me a real burger, green peppers and onions, throw them on that grill, man. Some sazon, some lemon pepper, man. We going down.
Facts of life. Word up. That's good cooking there.
It's good, man. I enjoy cooking, man. For real.
The summertime is right around the corner, man. That shit is right there. Like
I
you
can
can blow
cook
your
on-
breath.
Hey, listen, I cook on that stove for you all day, but I can't cook on a grill. That stove, I could fuck anything up. I cook a whole Thanksgiving. I could prepare a whole Thanksgiving feast, but go to that grill, I can't fuck with it. I don't fuck with the grill.
When I make my hamburgers on the grill, I put that Lipton soup mix in there. That Lipton soup mix up in there, baby.
Yeah. Man, I do it, man. I got a mean stir-fried rice with the brown gravy, man. With the veggies, man, over that rice, man. But man, it go down, bro.
So the stir-fried rice.
It goes down.
Well, this is my type of eating right here. You know what I'm saying? Man, get you some smoked turkey wings. You let the motherfuckers listen. You don't cook them till they tear apart. You just cook them enough where the outside get real soft. You take them bitches out and you lay them.
Hold on.
homemade.
I didn't mean to cut nobody off.
Oh,
yo, Ron, when is you throwing your cookout? He said if I throw my cookout this year that I've been throwing for the last few years, y'all all invited. All them different animals to eat. If y'all want them, please bring them along. Bring them shits with your beach chair.
Is Ron up that way? Is Ron in Carolina?
Harlem, man.
Huh?
Harlem legend. Not
okay,
the
man,
shout out to Harlem legend.
3 hours, bro.
Shout out to Harlem legend. I just meant Ron from Harlem. He a legend. That's what I meant. Shout out to Harlem legend. Shout out to the head honcho. China. Matter of fact, y'all, shout out to the head honcho, China Brim. He almost at 20,000 subscribers. If y'all ain't subscribed to 050 The Movement, go over there and subscribe to my man China Brim, man, and get him at that 20,000 mark. Like he said, he's been on YouTube now 2 years. He earned it. He got his spot. Give him his props. Even the haters, go over there, tell a friend and tell a friend. That's the only way we all could win. And let that man get that 20,000 mark, and I hope he get many more.
He had to salute me the other day, Dice, because I watched his little video. He was talking about challenges on the cars. Man, I got to watch my baby out there, sent it to him. He said, "All right, yeah." I said, "You promised a little cash app. I think I need a cash app."
My man Billy Bong is in the building. Yo, Billy, what's happening, baby? You in the building? I see you. He on the Back Block Chronicles. I see you, Billy. Word up.
Salute everybody in the chats, man. Everybody out there, man.
Billy Bong, you know Billy Bong in a good mood. Yo, how y'all feel about the Knicks losing that first game against Miami, man?
That's gonna be a good series. I see it going 6 or 7.
Nah, I say Miami. I say New York in 5.
Ooh, that's it, buddy. I say 6, maybe 7. Did you
I'll
see
take
Steph
New York
put
in
that,
6, but I want New York in 5.
You see Steph put that 50 piece up?
I don't like Steph Curry.
Man, I like that kid since he was a shorty, man.
I like Klay Thompson.
Well, Klay the man too, though. But man, I was a Dale Curry. I was a fan of his father, so you know what I mean. I've been watching him.
Fucked up, yeah. You done fucked up. We on the Back Block Chronicles. Since you said that nigga's a bitch.
Who, Dale?
I hate him. That nigga remind me of the 2023 Michael B. Jordan. That nigga's a clown. I do respect his genealogy as far as his basketball and all that, because
I used to spot him up in the corner in that NBA Live, man. That nigga never missed, man.
Can I ask y'all something? Can I ask y'all something just logically? I'm trying to be logical right now, right? How come Steph Curry picked the same woman his father picked?
Dude look like it.
Huh?
Definitely look like it.
But think about it. Fuck the looks. I'm talking about the actions, the morals, the values.
See, y'all up there, y'all get some extra stuff than we get. I ain't sure about none of that other stuff.
Man, remember back in the days, they was talking about that man, Steph Curry mom. They said Steph Curry moms was looser than a motherfucking 54 pair of jeans on a person that wears 16. Man, you crazy. And look at Steph Curry. Look at Steph Curry's wife. When they got the championship, she decided to go out and started an OnlyFans page. And her response was, The reason why she started her OnlyFans page because her husband wasn't giving her enough attention. That's a bird. That's a bird.
Oh yeah.
That's a bird.
Yeah, that's respect.
Matter of fact, that's not even a bird. That's a squirrel.
Yeah, she out of order for that one.
Think about how embarrassing, and think about that, how embarrassing and how humiliating that is. You a millionaire.
That mean when a woman start participating in those type of actions, or a male, because I'm not gonna put it all on the females, with the males too. So they grown out of whack with that person, and they don't know how to tell that person. But the benefits be so good, they figure they have to stick around, and that's where it hurts the most. Because the more you affect, the more
Cash App trades right now. He's speaking, man.
That's right, man. Yeah, if you doing that, you gone already. Your clothes just still at the house.
Go. Yeah, you out the race. You definitely out the race.
Said he in Harlem. He said he said I'm in Harlem. I usually throw it around Juneteenth, but I'm thinking about changing the date. I will most definitely keep Team Guardian. I swear I'm coming, Ron.
I'm coming, Ron.
I'm there, Ron. I'm there.
Nothing beats that charcoal flavor, man. I love the charcoal flavor. I don't like that.
I love Harlem. I'm from Brooklyn, y'all. Y'all know that. I'm born and raised. I'm from Brooklyn, Kings County Hospital, but I love Harlem, man. My grandfather, like I told y'all when I showed you that picture of my grandfather in the Cotton Club, my grandfather told me some amazing stories about the characters and the men that he came across in Harlem, man. My grandfather, see, back in the days, I'm gonna give y'all a little history tip. First of all, if you was from Brooklyn and you was allowed to be in Harlem, that meant you had a certain prestige about you, a certain character that you had to be brought into Harlem. You couldn't just be in Harlem, man. Even though Harlem loved everybody, if you ain't from Harlem, stay the fuck out of Harlem. It's just that simple and plain. If you ain't from Harlem, keep thinking them pretty niggas won't blow your goddamn brains out. Them niggas different. Them Harlem niggas blow your fucking. Them niggas is some torturers. Them niggas grab you up, put you all in the house, do bad shit to you, fuck you up, call your parents and your kid. Yo, come get them. We got them.
Yeah, that's one of my bucket lists, man. I want to visit Harlem. That's one of my bucket lists.
Yo, we got Dunbars in the building. Yo, D, what up, man? Yo, pull up, man. Dunbars in the building. Yo, pull up, Slime. Pull up, Slime. I just dropped the link, man. Pull up and hit the link if you ain't in the bathroom letting that thing go where it stink. Can you dig it? Because he might just be getting off work. Shout out to my man Dunbars, man. I love that dude, man. That's my brother right there, man. Honorable dude. Took the responsibility of raising his little sister. And he took her. First of all, that's his daughter now. So that nigga, yo, let me tell you something, man. I can't stop talking about how honorable this dude is. Like, all jokes aside, as a man, a young man, 24, said, fuck that. I'm going to get the responsibility of my little sister, because the system is trying to snatch her for whatever reasons, and he been holding her down. And that little girl, if y'all just hear the interactions between them when they be on the phone, and when she hear my voice, she be like, Mr. Bing Bong, Bing Bong, Bing Bong hot sauce.
That's
Mr. Bing Bong on the phone. That's Mr. Bing Bong.
Yeah, that's definitely respected, man. Go get your peoples, man. I salute them for that.
Word up. Because the little girls, they need their fathers. They need their fathers, man. Just like the little boys, they need their fathers. But see, we a little tougher. Like, even though I think little boys need the nourishment for their mother and the direction from their father. I think the little girls need the nourishment from their father and the direction from their mother. I think that's when the roles should be reversed pertaining to children.
Yeah, exactly.
Word up, just pertaining to children. And I think when mother and parents get that understanding amongst each other, and they understand she's going to be gravitating to you, and he's going to be gravitating to things like you in the future, it'll start giving people a better guideline on how they should be moving. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That is definitely.
Hey, listen, check it out, right? Check it out, right? This is how it's got to be. Because any other race I look at, it works like this. And it actually, not to say we don't have a pretty good successful rate, because we, as Black people, we out thoughtful in the most out thoughtful in the world. Like we got higher IQs, GPAs, and all that. We just don't use that shit, you know what I'm saying, for the good. We use it for negative shit. We don't use some of that shit for good. We use it for negative. All right, here we go. For the women and the men and the child that's involved, right? The thing is, the woman thinks, so I'm gonna say some women thinks that it will be okay to take a child and bear minimum wage between the child and a payday. All right, with the men will fight for the position. Some men, and I'm gonna just say some men, because some men don't want to do this shit. But to the men who want to do this shit, they fight for this position, right? All right, you got two positions, and you got one person that's stuck in the middle. Everybody is seen to throw what they feel and what they object instead of what the child is feeling. So the whole time the child is just looking like at the back and forth and no attention. So what happens was when the child grows older, the child seems to grow a hate between life and the parents itself. Well, with our kids is not gonna just get up and just walk around the house slamming doors, fuck you, mom, and all that bullshit right there. That TikTok shit. If you know, you know. Now, today's society, where women went wrong at, they started to be friends with their kids and started to make it okay to bashball their fathers. Yeah, your mom ain't shit. I mean, your dad ain't shit. Come on, but she's not to hear the kid that we never had a stable relationship, baby, and he can't be around. He loves you just like I do. It's always a bashing point. So the child grow accustomed to feel a certain way about the father. It's a few kids who have a bright idea that will grow up and say, you know what, Moms was on some bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Not really. I beg to differ.
It's
you know why?
Very few.
It's a very few. You know why? Because you have to think about it from this perspective too. Think about it from a young man talking to a mother that's upset with the fact that she's not with his father no more, and the verbal abuse that some mothers give to their sons. That's why you ain't shit just like your father.
You cooking.
You look just like him. I can't stand you. I wish you was never born. It's certain things that some women can say to their child, meaning their son, that will destroy him to the day he died, that internally destroy him.
Yeah. I tell them nowadays, we have so many of these young boys that's out here wilding out, shooting like they shooting. My perspective of it is, you got a lot of single women out here raising little boys. And while they gossiping and flipping out and spazzing out with their homegirls, that little boy's sitting in the middle of a whole bunch of women that's just rah, 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 rah. And when they get to wilding out, they get to throwing the dude clothes out. They throwing dishes. They tearing the shit up in the house. The little boys nowadays, when they get to teens, they have the same actions that their mother was having. The difference is, instead of them throwing dishes and shit, these little niggas throwing bullets. They had that hot temper, no type of composure, the same way they saw their mothers doing, sitting in that fucking Indian circle around all them women. But
and you can't forget, and you can't forget they came up on the block around a bunch of niggas that talked about prison, talked about putting in work. So there's no father there to say, yo, look, you can't be talking to my son like that, because the situation that happened. It's a separation. She's not going to always be there to walk him down the street.
That's true.
It's going to be a point in time he's going to have to walk away from the nest.
Yeah, that is true. It's like, man, it's complicated, man. Cause it's like, man, I got a young man that I met here in Baltimore, man. I've known him since he was probably 8 months old. He called me aunt though, you know what I'm saying? But his dad wasn't around, and he one of these steppers out here. He a real go hard shorty. He 20 something now. But it's like, man, from the beginning though. I never wavered with him. I ain't praise him when he did bullshit. They always used to say he bad and shit, he bad. Nah, he ain't bad. He just crying out for attention in different kind of ways. You know what I'm saying? So
That's a fact.
the actions he did around his mom, around his aunts, he never carried it like that. Whenever I had him, man, respectable kid, carried himself like an honorable young man. You know what I'm saying? Because I never, man, from the beginning, I carried him a certain type of way, man. When you do great, man, I'm gonna salute you and praise you and give you what you want. But I'm not finna give you nothing for you doing some old badass shit or you acting out. No, you can't. I ain't gonna give you nothing to shut your ass up. I'm gonna make you shut your ass up. But him now at he's 24, so whatever now. I'm one of the only few that he still kept, man. He show respect to, cause I never wavered. I never, you know what I mean? I never, man. I tell man, you gotta start from the beginning, man. You can't wait till they get 14, 15. They think you're gonna put your foot down. It's too late.
It's a fact. They already got.
Hey, listen.
What you will not accept, and what's tolerated and what ain't tolerated, man.
Hey, listen. I'm telling my kid when she get older, because this is a story that stuck home, close to home, Big Dice. And I want you to understand this. I put this in your chat like 2 nights ago, and I want you to go back and read the same shit, right? Listen, man. This is a true story, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling my child, I know a nigga. If it ever have to come between me and my child, have to go to war between what me and her mother had to go through because we couldn't be together. If it ever have to become a wedge, I'm gonna have to sit her down and I'm gonna have to give her the story. And the story go a little something like this. I know this guy, right? This is a young dude, man, right? You know what I'm saying? His moms and dad, they was real in the fast life. You know how it go. Let's just say they got killed before he was able to, you know what I'm saying, take his first walk. So all through life, he believed that this auntie was his mom's, you know what I'm saying? He called her moms, you know what I'm saying? Da, 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 da. One day he sit down with the lady, she explain all this shit to him. He come back, he tell us, you know what I'm saying? The look in this kid eyes, you feel me? We're not grown yet. We still kids at this time. The look in this kid eyes, Dice, it fucked me up for a lifetime to come. And it made me appreciate that I had a mom and a daddy. I knew who they was. I understood who they was. No, I wasn't around my dad like that all the time. I had a stepdad that came through, that took care of me, but I never looked down on my dad.
Facts.
My mom didn't play that shit. But
That's a fact.
That experiment made me also learn that I ain't got no choice but to appreciate this shit. I could been the ones that went without. It fucked me up for a lifetime to come. I still know the kid to this day. Well, we grown now. But when I look at him, I still see that kid expressing what was told to him that he shared with us.
Man,
I don't see the grown man. I see that same kid with that puzzled look on his face.
You got stuck right there.
And it fucked me up a lifetime to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was stuck right there. Cupid
That's
Guts
real,
in the
man.
building. Hey, Cupid Guts. That's crazy. That's deep, right? He was stuck, like he said, from the second he was told that story, that wasn't his mother and the situation happened to his parents. He was stuck. He died right there.
He was stuck. The look in this kid eyes, Dice, I'm telling you, the look in this kid eyes, bro. One day, hopefully I can see him in the streets or something. I'm going to bring him up on the show. Well, my show, whoever show. And I'm going to let him tell his story. The look in his dude eyes, man.
Yeah, you need to get him, Trace.
I remember that day.
If you do it over yours, we coming. If you bring him over here, whatever you want to do, we doing that.
Yeah, I got a lot of people I can bring up for war stories, man. That's just one of the greatest stories that I know. My man Ken, he died. He could have told you about the story when the shootout, when his daughter with the two dudes got in the shootout, and the dude, they was on the shooting out by somewhere out there in the playground somewhere, and his kid got struck by a straight bullet, but he's not living no more. So I don't, I can't talk to him about his situation. I got stories to come, bro, and I got the people that'll come up and will tell it. You know what I'm saying? Because they real stories, bro. My man Ken died from that shit, man.
What you say, yeah?
Those are the ones those are stories that need to be heard.
That's a fact. That's how they live forever. That's exactly how they live forever. That's why I did the story about my man Rum and RoboCop. To keep them immortalized forever, man. My man Marcellus James, my best friend that was killed in 95. He gonna live forever. I named my son after him. It's always gonna be a story about how my son was named Marcellus. My man is gonna live forever.
Yeah.
My man's right here.
I named him after.
Hey, my man's right here. This was one of my other mans right here. He fucked around, got killed. He fucked around, got killed by another friend. And this was like 2 years ago.
And we all got that story.
My cousin right here. Hey, this story right here. I seen my nigga right here take his last breath. This is my cousin right here. This is my first cousin. You know what I'm saying? He died of cancer. I got real stories, man. I don't, that's why when it come down to it, I really can't go back and forth with niggas like that, Dice. I live a real life. I don't got baby mama drama. I don't got all that bullshit on me. I live a real life, man. I live a real life, man. You know what I'm saying? I know the difference between all that shit, man. I know the difference between all that shit. Like, niggas be up here mimicking shit just to get street cred. Nigga, I'm running from the streets. Niggas is running to the streets.
For real.
I'm running from the streets. They are running to that motherfucker.
Preach.
Y'all can have it. Y'all can have the streets. Y'all go. Listen, I open the door for you and let you right on in. Just let me get to the spot that you coming from.
That's right. Let's swap.
Go ahead, have it. You want the real nigga title? Have it. You want the gangster of the year title? Have it. You want all them titles? You have it.
All that stress that come with it? Have it.
Have it.
All them ups and downs, all them nightmares.
Have it. In prison, all that shit, you can have it. I ain't never been to prison, but I'm just saying, sitting up in prison, you know what I'm saying? Been to jail a couple times, but I ain't never been to prison, but I can only imagine.
That's right. That's right.
We ain't got to get into the story, how it go in there and all that shit. I watch Oz. I know how it go in there. Either you're going to be a gorilla, you ain't.
And that's why I told myself, when them niggas said you can go home, I said, yo, check this out. I'll never forget. I looked at motherfucking Rikers Island and said, yo, y'all niggas ain't going to never see me again, man. I said, y'all can keep this shit. Y'all ain't going to never see me again. I was 19 years old. I just turned 50. I said, y'all niggas ain't going to never, I ain't going to never miss y'all. You can have all that shit, because the fucked up part about going to jail is all the young hard niggas you grew up with that you thought was either dead or moved away, you bump into them in jail. And then you, for some reason, you get accustomed to being in jail, and that's where you fuck up. When niggas start saying, I could do this shit. No, see, it's a bunch of niggas that's in jail that got the title of never being touched and the toughest nigga, and shot this one on the yard and stabbed this one and all this nonsense. But the story that's not being told is he was in jail. Don't nobody want to wake up confined like an animal.
That's a fact.
Don't nobody want to be in a cell with somebody that could be put in a cell with somebody that's a cold-blooded murderer, and then you can go to sleep and that motherfucker could wake up and snap and murder you. At least somebody with a real mind don't want to do that shit. I don't know about them other niggas. I ain't that tough, y'all. Because if I'm in a cell with a nigga and I think that nigga gonna kill me, I'm gonna kill him before we go to sleep.
Hey, Dice, check it out, though. Check it out. It ain't even really about being tough. It ain't really about, you just know what you losing out on. That's time. And I don't know if a lot of niggas, it take 20 years for a nigga to realize time is precious, or it's 6 months or 2 days in jail. You know what I'm saying? But all praise to the gods that whoever get it across their head, man, that like it happens in elements. It happens in elements. It happens in increments, and it happens in elements. All right. Some people have to be fascinated to that type of lifestyle just to learn that it was nothing. It was all in vain. Just like street credibility. You can be in the streets for so long. You could just be like, yo, you know what, man? I fuck this shit. Just like fuck this shit. It ain't the point about money. You know, money was good. It wasn't about what you could get yourself into. It was the point about how could you get yourself out of it.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it rocked it both ways. You weigh options. Some nights you ate ramen noodles, and some nights you ate steaks and potatoes. It's just how it went.
And
but at the end, if you had a plan, yeah.
That's a fact.
At the end, if you had a plan, you might could have got off on shit. But due to the fact that you let everybody know what happened, your operation got shut in half. It's been cut. So this is the life that you want to live, and you want to live the structure and got to go through the trust process and all that shit just to find out all that shit was just a myth, bro. You can go right on there and knock yourself out.
Yeah, Star Trek.
As a matter of fact, I will help you, man. I will help you write the book.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Word up.
This shit is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy how a man mind and his mentality and his credibility think as such as a race that already be put down. Why would you give a reason to be put down even more? Some point at the time as a man, we got to learn, where do we stand? How do we stand? Do we stand for what? I mean, where do we stand at? Do we stand for what? What do we stand for? How do we stand for it? When do shit ever, you know what I'm saying, become an end of revolving door? It's an end of revolving door. So you rather risk your life every day, lose friends, you know, doing all this clubbing and shit, you know, packing all these cigarettes on your lungs, you know, Black and Miles, hookahs and all that shit, just to find out 30 years later, a lot of y'all gonna die from health problems and gunshot wounds.
I just talked about that. That's right.
Because the alcohol do intenses your cigarette smoking. The drugs do intenses the violence.
That's right.
A lot of y'all just already had the violence in your head. It don't really be the drugs. It just take drugs for y'all to do some shit. That new school shit. Back then, you know, it was a little different. But I'm just saying. Back then, we couldn't do that. It wasn't no taking no. It wasn't no taking no drugs and going to go do that. We're going to do that later on when we go back to the telly. I need you to have a straight head, kid. I need you going there. I don't need you making no mistakes or none of that shit. Keep a straight head, kid. We'll get to that later. You just hold tight and do what you got to do. We're going to go over here and do such and such and such. We're going to, you know, we're going to get back to the spot, and then we'll get high, call some bitches over. We'll get right.
Then we'll chill. That's right. That's right.
Now it's like we got to pop all these Percocets and Zans. That's why they don't have a problem with killing no one. Once they ever come down and get themselves clean and realize what they did, bro, that shit gonna strike them dead in the ass.
That's right.
Preach. Because they never thought about the shit at a sober attention. Right now, it seems like these little young boys, they don't play and all that shit, but really they suffering on the inside. So the dummies that they done convinced to come on to that side, good luck on your way over there. Because I'm telling you, they over there suffering miserably.
Miserably.
Motherfucker got billions of dollars in the bank and still suffering. This shit don't never end.
All the people with the money committing suicide. They're still miserable.
And it's crazy. And it's crazy. And you would think these guys really had a real positive message with all the shit that they do. You would think like none of that shit, man. None of that shit. Most of that shit is the homeboy shit. You know, they got to return this favor. They got to pay this out. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is not theirs, man. You know, it's the convincing. And that is the problem with the younger generation. That's why it's important for you to have the father figure in the house. Because if your father was the street nigga, like who you chasing behind, then he would have told you. But due to the fact that the mother had her dysfunctions, that's why it's all falling apart. Do not let the apple be bitten no deeper than what's already been bitten. Right. Here you go, still nibbling on the apple. You want to be the next woman, the next statistic, and you want to be the next nigga. Like, just cut it out. We just start right here, start now. Let's just flip everything. Fuck the street life, fuck the prison life, fuck all of that. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Because why? At the end of the day, the kids still looking at the shit. Now they done got grown. Now they on what? You look at the YouTube, TikTok videos, 60-year-old women looking like 30-year-olds. They up there shaking ass. I'm ready to get in their DM, ready to fall for the cougar trap again. But that's what's here to, you know,
entertain us.
I'm talking about 60-year-old woman sitting there looking delicious. You sitting there, you got to rewind it, I rewind it, and it's the same lady.
Yeah.
I already jumped right in her DM, but I got to keep a positive mind.
Because when you get her in real life, she's going to be looking like the grandfather from the Boondocks, my nigga.
Come on up. Talk to him.
So disappointed.
So disappointed.
Yo, we had another great show. We got the Nile River, and every time the Nile River pop up with Team Guardian, it's always a classic. We gonna conclude Sucker Free Sunday. Catch me on the Big Dice Chronicles tomorrow morning. Let's get into this video slow.
He's very talented. And I think that we should combine with him. Garfia will help us shine.
Federal breath height, drag race limo lands through red lights. Mad faces become slash faces pulling gas stations. Money clips filled with Franklins, money green Wally's thinking. Crackheads washing my windows, I'm rolling Indo. Plus rolling Indo, it never endo. Bitches in the ride playing Nintendo. Internet inside the headrest. I used to be possessed by stress, now I'm in the text. While you still frontin' with Intertext, getting bent off your whiz welfare check. Petty burglar, confetti herbia, you ain't a player, use a car thief. Yellow teeth, shit breath, paper chasing. In this race, niggas like you will get left. Facing death, your last breath was on a project step. Half step, niggas sleep, I never slept. Shit is deep, quiet is kept. Niggas speak, trying to test my click thick like lining in your vest. Peep the Wild West, style I finesse. Mad laws like to profess, I don't fess. Mad guards like the tribe of Koresh. You can't do me wrong, guard write rhymes in cuneiform. Why you blind niggas mistake the sun for the moon? 500,000, shine like Star, blow like arm, so controller of the universe. Arm, leg, arm, head. Farm your progress, I progress on a conquest. Who want test Elliot Ness? I blow spots like David Koresh. My young thuns rock flavors of guts and bust big guns. Calico spitting out of black hoopers with V12 engines. P.O. suit, new Air Jordans, ice rain change. much loot, never caught in the truth. Trapped in the square, atmosphere, pretty thug in your club. If you shit whack, we pull the plug. If you act fed, we crack the style bottles over your head. Whip your ass like you spoke to the feds. You wet though. Petro, Heckle and Jekko, my tech blow. Gun clap, niggas feet tap like step shows. I flex low. In the expo, on the phone with Esco. Firm lounge with a cess bro. Burn towns down, AZ collect dough. Round the world espresso, $500,000. Gold cup, fresh glow. Bitches go nuts when we roll up. We don't front, we rolled up. We pulling off, bitches screaming out, please hold up. These roll up, trees blown up. We got warrants for all the MCs blown up. Cop sergeants hard as hard and Jake's ease on up. Partners while we get these G's on up. It's the gardeners that makes us marvelous. To break us, it's harder cuz some iller shit done started up. $500,000 dicks hard enough. Keep your bitch click charged up. She lick dick to the guard bus. Player bitches big cards up. Stunts fuck on confronts. Versace pumps. She know Foxy. Nature Captain Cuban Rocky. Shooting by me in the fly-V with two mommies. Thumping Mary. You remind me. Then my man behind me in the 5B. Drive beside me. Told my gun pardon me. Peace God. How will I be?
You know, that's enough. Enough said. Greed, lust, hate, and envy